Hey, what's going on, guys? Jen Trades, back with another trade recap. Today, I lost 60 on my funded. I made 50 on my personal account. I'll kind of jump into why that is. Today was a really good day for me trading wise. I had the correct bias. I had a decent enough entry. It went good. But the thing that didn't go good was I purposely exited my positions early, and I really shouldn't have. We'll just kind of jump into exactly what I did. Um, Kind of coming into today, um, my bias was initially bearish, just because London session manipulated Asian session. I was really looking for. There's also all these equal highs up here, so I was looking for market to open and then just go and do some higher time frame, some higher time frame manipulation of all of these highs, past session highs, um, and then reverse. And we didn't quite get that. We had some not favorable job data that came out. So you see, like right when it came out, um, market just shit the bed, which was honestly fine. We manipulated a lot of lows. We basically swept a lot of liquidity, filling a ton of orders. So I knew that today probably wouldn't be the best trading conditions. Whenever you get a really big move down, there's probably most likely consolidation right after, and also having a V-shaped recovery like what we see here. It's not all too common, and really like this is maybe like a better example of it because it's really gradual. But having something that happens super fast doesn't typically happen. So I knew price was going to be slow today. I knew we probably weren't going to see any great setups, but I did actually find one. I'll kind of explain it. So the first thing that I did was mark this fair value gap. So we see market open right at 7:30, which is right in this like right when price was just in this fair value gap. Next candle we inverse it. This is on ES. On NQ we don't, but we are just kind of just chilling out in this fair value gap. What that signified to me was this was either um, filling a bullish confluence, and really the one that I was looking for was equilibrium before this move down, which gets filled later on, and that will actually play a role in why I exited when I did, or like the reasoning behind it. But anyways, I was looking for that major confluence, but we also did have, um, we had this huge fair value gap. But once we actually inverse this fair value gap, those confluences go away. Not necessarily on NQ, but on ES they were. So from there, I was looking for a confluence to basically go long. I changed my bias, or my bias was already bullish from down here. I didn't really want to continue in any shorts, just because there is no manipulation, because we didn't manipulate, but we did manipulate all of these lows. Anyway, so what I was looking at was we had this breaker block that was right here, which is this red line, and we had equilibrium, which is this green line. Very festive, I know. We got the festive candles too. We're breaking them out. But anyway, so we had both of these confluences, and we just push into it, and we actually break out. We break. Just laying on the 1 minute. I'm trying to remember. I need to go scroll to it. Let's see. So we push into them. Yeah. So we fib on the 1 minute, and I could have entered off of this, and this would have actually been a really good entry. Which would have gave me like a better risk to reward. This was like a 1 to 2 almost. This would have been like a 1 to 3. So it would have been even more than that. So it would have been a better risk to reward. And honestly, I could have entered in there. I probably should have, looking back on it, but I didn't because we had job data that came out at 8 exactly on the dot, and we were right. It was like 7:55. So I thought I would just wait 5 more minutes, and price didn't do anything because we're waiting for the job data to come out. Immediately when job data comes out, we're bullish. Cool, we got good job data that came out. And in that candle, right, like the candle right before, we also pushed out of the breaker block. So we closed super bullish. I wanted to enter, so I did. I got a fill right about here, and we ripped. I was up in profit. I was doing really good. I took partials on my main account. that's why I made money on my main account. I tried to take partials on my funded and I didn't, and I shouldn't have done that in the first place. But basically, we had this huge move up, and then we had a retracement back down, which happens, and I got scared because I viewed this as equilibrium, which technically was for this move, but that didn't even matter anyways. I don't even know why I was using it because we weren't in bearish structure. I wasn't supposed to be looking for a bearish confluence. I was supposed to be looking for bullish confluences, which I did. So I entered prematurely, and if I would have just been patient, and yes, this trade did take some time to play out. I think it took about 2 hours exactly to play out. I would have been successful. I had decent position sizing. I used 5 contracts, and I would have made $700 about on my funded, and then probably like 300 on my personal. So I could have done a lot better than what I actually did here. I don't know exactly why it is. Like my psychology, I feel like I go through weird phases, and even like it's just sometimes like I know I know what I'm doing, for the most part. I mean, if you watch any of my trade recaps, even if I lose, most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, whatever the move is that I am trying to capture does actually happen most of the time. My biggest flaw in my own trading is my execution, and I understand the markets, partly based on my strategy, but also just based on market experience. I've been doing this for a long enough time to understand how the market moves, at least with ES and NQ. I understand these stocks, or these, they're not stocks. I understand these indices, that's the word, and how they move. But I keep overthinking it. Like I was like, oh, we're grabbing equilibrium right now. We're not grabbing equilibrium. It doesn't matter. So overall, I'm not necessarily I don't necessarily feel as if I did bad today. I feel like I did really good with my setup, with understanding price action. But I feel like overall right now, just like mentally in my psychology, I've really noticed over the past few months, but I really need to fine tune it and lock back in to like a really good psychology. So that's all I got for today. I have the long form video. I don't really feel like editing all of it, so I'm just gonna post this. But you guys are loved. You guys are seen. If you want to check out all my short form stuff, check out @RealChenTrades on Instagram, linked below, and subscribe. Subscribe, or you will not pass your funded. So, all right. Have a good day, guys. Bye bye.